You know, dance music is just blown up so big in the United States, and I think that the Los Angeles is like right in the center of it all. You know, what's happening here in LA is really special. So for sure, I wanted to you know, have the world see what was happening here in LA.
How much work do you do with the individual artists throughout the production process?
Some of them not as much as others, because some of them you know, send me a demo of something and it's like, oh my God, this is incredible. You know, let's fix this, and this. And then others, you know, you really kind of, you're almost co-producing the track. Overall, whether I spend a lot of time with it or just a little bit, it's the fact that I'm in there with it to make sure that the tracks kind of have exactly the vibe that I'm trying to you know, represent for my compilations. But I think that's what makes it unique. You know, I'm not the type of person who will go up to Beatport, download the top selling tracks, mix them together and say, here's my compilation. You know, everything is brand new, everything is, it's almost like a, you know, an artist album. With Cold Harbour, I look for artists that kind of have the same vision musically that I do, and we're all kind of, we like it a little deeper, a little darker, you know. I'm in front of thousands and thousands of people every night. I see what works, what doesn't work. So, you know, with the Cold Harbour label, I try and, you know, relay to them what I see works and what doesn't work, and guide them that way, because, you know, some of these guys are not fortunate enough to get out yet and see it. The thing is, when you launch something like this, it's not just like, okay, here we go. It's, you know, this has been something we've been planning for years. And we finally, you know, we didn't want to do it until the time was right. And just doing it this year at Winter Music Conference, we think that the time is right. So for sure, it's something that we want to do all over the world, you know, often, do some tours. And it's, I think it's time for guys like Comha and Mr. Pitt and, you know, Grubin and Seppian. I think it's time for those guys to be seen and heard. And I'm really happy to endorse the night, and I hope it's really successful. You know, it's not as simple as like, hey, let's get our Cold Harbour artists together and throw a party. It's like, you know, with all these guys, we have to work on visas, and we have to, I mean, you know, work on building their profile a little bit, and it's like, there's a lot of work that goes into it. So like I said, it was something that we've been working on for quite a while. You know, what's made this whole explosion is this younger generation. And I don't think this younger generation cares whether it's trance, dubstep. I mean, you see these kids, they go and hang out at the Skrillex stage when he's playing, then they'll go over and they'll go hear Swedish House Mafia at their stage when they're playing, and then they'll come over to a stage and hear Above and Beyond. You know, it doesn't matter, they're fans of this music, and I think that this new generation just doesn't have labels as much as you know, the older generation have put on it. It all came from the 909 kick drum. We've split all this dance music into so many genres that it's like elitist sometimes, that it's like, it drives you crazy, you know. No matter who the artist is, if you bring them into your world as opposed to you going into their world, in other words, you know, if I was to collaborate with Rihanna, or I was to collaborate with an artist like that, she'd be singing over some dark, deep melody, as opposed to me making this big, fluffy, riffy pop track. I mean, just think of what William Orbit did with Madonna back in the day. You know, he brought Madonna into his world, and Madonna sounded better than she had ever in her life, you know. So I think I would bring them into my world, have them hang out with me in a club at 7 a.m., you know, and watch all the twistedness that goes on, and then let's go right into the studio afterwards and make something, you know. That's kind of the way I envision it.